So we made it down to my parents yesterday. Still kind of mosquito-y out today, but yesterday there was no breeze at all. The mosquitoes are bad. But I was looking out the window, and this is where I grew up, and they've had currant bushes forever, and they were just loaded. And I mentioned something to my mom. They've already gotten a couple buckets full this year and said, have at it. So I'm definitely going to pick some currants here. And what's nice is that, as you can see, you just kind of take your finger and they pop right off. And they're just loaded. I mean, it's going to take me no time at all to get quite a few currants here. You hook back in here and it's like, oh my gosh, look at all these. This is crazy. We have a freeze dryer that needed a, what was it, a new motor or a new...
A vacuum pump.
A vacuum pump. And where we're at, we don't have any place that sells anything like that. And we ran to town today because they had a store that had them, so he's able to get one. So I think I'm gonna get enough. I'm gonna try to do some juice, but I think I'm also gonna, we'll try out the new freeze dryer, not the new freeze dryer, the fixed freeze dryer, and do some of those so I can make some muffins. I'll have to share that with you later.
Yeah, my understanding is those are what, good antioxidant, and what kind of vitamins? Iron?
Vitamin K, and you get your vitamin C, full of antioxidants. There's just potassium. I think potassium. I don't know. They're very good for you.
I had a couple of raw ones there. They're a little bit tart. I mean, they're not.
They're a little tart.
They remind me kind of when our high bush cranberries up north are ripe. You know,
And
wild
these
high
aren't.
bush.
And this isn't their only bush. They have this bush. They got this one. This one isn't. I mean, it's still loaded, but they must have been picking up this one. And they got.
Look at that little. Hey, Joe, look at there's one over here that's your size. Wait, I gotta get down here. So, yeah, see that? He's about 3 feet.
But just, I mean, you look
Yeah,
under
look at
here,
that.
and it's just,
Look at
it's
that.
absolutely loaded. And I mean, these just take seconds to pull off.
Too bad our wild blueberries don't grow like this. Huh?
No kidding.
Everything grows big down here, including these mosquitoes. Holy smokes.
So I know he's getting eaten up. I can bear with this a little bit. I know he's getting eaten up, but
You got
like
bug
I said,
spray.
this is, I didn't bug spray yet.
This is one of Joe's follow-up videos. One of these, come on, can I borrow you for 2 minutes? And like SpongeBob would say, 1 hour later.
Oh, who says 1 hour later?
Got a mosquito right here.
You're always like, oh, this will be a 2-minute video an hour and a half later. This is their asparagus bed. This is crazy. I mean, they ate off this.
Look how far that goes.
It's burned out. It's got a seed. It's huge. They've had this for years. I think I've talked them into letting us shovel a few of these out and take them home. Hopefully that'll do a little better than the ones that you buy. The big thing about that is we were gonna do, I know we had talked about doing cucumbers in that one bed, and all we got was a whole bunch of rain, and it's just getting eaten up. I'm gonna try to wrap this up. Whole bunch of rain, so we never got them planted, and I think that'd be a perfect place with the sunlight to do an asparagus bed. So I think I've convinced my parents I'm gonna dig some of these up. We're gonna haul them back and put them in that bed. The big thing on that is everybody says mow them over in the fall. No, you let them grow. My dad's always let these grow through the fall, and then in the early spring, as soon as you can, then you go ahead and mow them over.
Yeah, look at that.
So that way they seed.
Look at this. I'm 6 feet tall, and look at how much more that is over my head. It's got to be 8-9 footer.
So I think that's going to be one of the projects we do when we get home. I know the mosquitoes are eating him up. One last thing, I know we're going to try to help him do a little weeding here maybe, or weed eating. These are some grapes that they just did. I think last year they got a couple bowls full of grapes. That's pretty cool. I know we can't do anything like that up there. We're in a totally different time zone and growing zone, but
Yeah, our growing climate is probably 2 months less than what's down here. So.
Yeah. So.
And we got some hungry birds. I know we had some people that when we lived in town, we had rental property, we'd have grapes, and yeah, the birds, as soon as they were ripe, the birds would beat us to them. So
Yeah.
our grapes, they never paid.
This is just where I grew up. Wanted to share that a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick a bunch of currants here and let him get back in the house. He's getting eaten up a little bit, and
I want to show them your mom's her little getaway here, her little garden area. Look at the size of that birch tree. That is a birch tree. That's amazing.
yeah, down in southwest Minnesota, it might be the only birch tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs a little weeding, a little upkeep, but they're getting there. It's been, I guess, down here extremely hot. You know, we say, oh, it's warm when it's in the 80s, and it's been in the 90s and humid down here, and you know, that's hard, you know, and be out and do that kind of stuff. My mom was out here a little bit today, but yeah, my dad built this for her, and just needs a little upkeep, and we're gonna help out a little bit with that while we're down here. And please like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna let him go so he can get back in the house. He's getting eaten up by mosquitoes. I'm gonna pick a few more of these because I just can't resist.
Joe's got the bug spray.
I haven't bug sprayed yet.
She was at the box store today and she scored $3 a can.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You can't, yeah, in Minnesota you can't deny that stuff. But I'm gonna pick a bunch more, and I hope you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll have to show you when we get back up to the homestead what we're gonna do with this. And
Holy
I
wow.
gotta let him back in.
These mosquitoes are as big as 747s. I think they run on jet fuel.
They're gonna carry him away. Anyway, I'm gonna let him go. I'll catch up with you guys later, okay?
Okay, I want that pail full. Next episode, we'll see if she does it later.
Okay, so I've probably been picking maybe for like 10 minutes. Not a bad haul, as you can see. I'm definitely going to do a little bit more. I do have to go through and pick out a few stems and stuff. But other than that, I mean, it was so easy. In 10 minutes, I got that much. We got one more full day here tomorrow before we head back to the homestead. I'm probably definitely going to be back out here again, but my brother just got over here, and I want to go visit with my family before we take off, or before he's got to go to work. And when we get back to the homestead, I love to try to freeze dry some of these, and I love to try to juice some of those, and I hope you join us for that. So please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll continue to bring more content like this. Thank you. So I'm back. One more thing I wanted to point out, and this is amazing. This is an elderberry bush. And it looks like it's just going to be loaded. And the nice thing is that they can just clip the heads off and throw them in the freezer if we can't make it down in time to harvest, and we can take them from there. And I have a lot of cool stuff I like to do with elderberries, and I'm hoping they don't fill up. I'm hoping this is a great year. I just kind of want to just share this. Like I said, this is where I grew up, and just the amazing changes that have happened over the years that I haven't been here. It's absolutely astounding how nature, you take care of it, it takes care of you, and it's just crazy.